So in today's video, we're going to be talking about TBX weekly analysis. Before we jump into the analysis for this week, we're going to check out the previous week's analysis. So in the previous week, we talked about AUDCAD, CADJPY, EURCAD, EURCHF, EURGBP, and EURJPY. So I would like you to hit that like button and subscribe if you are joining us for the first time. And if you're a returning viewer, I would also like you to hit that like button so you won't miss any of our content. So let's jump right into the video. So in the previous week, we talked about AUDCAD, and in the AUDCAD, we said we were expecting price to get into this zone, and we're going to wait for entry reason to buy up to this zone. As you can see, the price is actually moving nice, and we also talked about EUR. Okay, let's say CADJPY. We talked about CADJPY too, and as you can see, the price is doing exactly what we said it was going to do, and it's approaching our take profit. We should talk about EURCAD, or I didn't take the trade on EURCAD, but we're going to talk about EURCAD today in this video. So we'll talk about EURCHF. I also didn't take a trade on EURCHF. I'm also going to talk about it in this video. We also talked about EURGBP, and as you can see, EURGBP did exactly what we said it was going to do, and it's approaching about take profit. And we also talked about EURJPY. I think that was the last time we talked about in the previous trade. And as you can see, we're expecting the double bottoms. Price did give us a double bottoms, but it gave us an head and shoulders. It's still almost the same thing because we were expecting a price action pattern, and the market gave us a price action pattern. We tested the neckline of the price action pattern and is approaching this zone. So we didn't take the trade, but it's nice to know that the market did exactly what you wanted to do. So now let's look at this week's analysis. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is AUDUSD. Now in the AUDUSD, as you can see in the 4 hour time frame, price is retesting this zone right here. And what would I be expecting from price after retesting this zone? What I'll be expecting from price is to do only two things actually. Is to either break this zone, retest this zone, and start trading to the downside, something like this. And start trading to the downside. But the fact is that since AUDUSD is in an uptrend, I don't know if you can tell the trend. This is a very obvious trend. But as you can see, AUDUSD is still in an uptrend, and since AUDUSD is in an uptrend, I'll most likely be expecting price to continue to the upside. So what I'll be expecting from price is to, as you can see, price has retested this zone, which has been tested multiple times. So I'll be expecting price to give me a reasonable reason to buy to this upside. So if I want to get this reason to buy to the upside, the best thing I'll do is to go to the 1 hour time frame, and I'm waiting for a price action pattern. Now, what's the most likely pattern you're going to see in this place? Now, I think if you're looking at this carefully, you know that the best pattern that we should be expecting right here is the double bottoms. As you can see, that is already partly formed. So I think I'll be expecting the double bottoms right in this zone, and I'll be looking for buys up to this zone. That's if price doesn't break this zone to the downside and retest. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is the CADCHF, Canadian Swiss. Now, as you can see, the first thing we're going to ask ourselves is that what is the trend? But this doesn't really have a trend. This is a kind of a shopping market to some people, but you can also call this a downtrend, something like this. But to me, this is not really a trend. The market is just shoppy. But the fact is that if you look at it closely, it is still a little bit tradable, in the sense that you can see that the market is giving me signs that it's going to continue bearish. That is, price broke this zone. You see, price came to this zone. So let me draw this. Price came into this zone, created something that looks like an higher low, then broke this zone. Then I'm expecting price to retest this zone, or if most likely retest this zone, then come to this zone. So or if price doesn't do that, I'll be expecting price to get to this zone, give me a reasonable entry reason, and I'll buy up to this zone. Now, one of the best things about Forex is that anytime price is approaching a major trading zone, you should be expecting price to do at least two things so that you always be prepared for whatever move the market is going to make. So you should always be expecting price to do at least two things. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is EURAUD. EURAUD. Now, as you're looking at the EURAUD, the trend is obvious. This is a downtrend. As you can see, this down, poor. So what are we going to be expecting from the EURAUD? So since this is a downtrend, a very obvious downtrend, we are going to most likely be looking for sell trades. And since we are going to be looking for sell trades, where is the nearest and most recently traded, recently tested trading zone? That's right here. So what are we going to be expecting? Price has broken this low, as you can see. Price came down here, came up, and price has also broken this low again. As you can see, price also broke this low. So what are we going to be expecting? This is a retest, so we're going to be expecting price to break this low. And if price is breaking this low, where should be um our intended target? And most of you will look at this zone and say that this should be our take profit. But if you look at it, if you check out our video on the support and resistance, I told you guys that I don't like placing zones on areas that the market has already tested, because it is most likely price break that zone. That is, I would have put my profits in this zone, but as you can see, the market has already tested this zone already. So since this zone has already been used, let me use that language. Since this zone has already been used, where is the next zone we should be looking onto for possible for price to get to? And that is right here. So since we have gotten that already, what's going to be our entry reason? You could jump down to the 1 hour time frame and use whatever entry reason you back tested, and it has been very, very profitable for you. But personally, I think I'll be waiting for price to give me a double tops here. I'll be expecting, since the price is going to be I expect price to respect this zone right here, this minor zone here. So I will expect price to do something like this, give me a reasonable. So I could take my first take profit right here, then leave the market to come down to this place. So I'm actually a swing trader, so I don't mind holding trades for weeks. I actually enjoy holding trades for weeks. So I don't know about you. So if you're a scalper or you're a day trader, you could just take. If you're a day trader, you could just take the trades like this. Wait for price to. You could even buy to this zone here, sell to this zone. Most like the price will break the zone again. When it retests, you look for another sell, like that, until you get to the zone, or whatever way you prefer to trade. It's your choice, as long as you're profitable with it. So the next period we're going to be looking at is EURCAD. My God, we've been looking at a lot of EURPS since last week. I don't know why. Now this is EURCAD, and as you can see, it is giving me a pattern, a price action pattern. This is a breakout pattern, and it's called the rising wedge. As you can see, this is a rising triangle, so this is called the rising wedge. And generally, it is a bearish pattern. So it means that we should be expecting the price to break to the downside. Yes, that is what this means. It means that we should be expecting the price to this price to break to the downside. That is, we should be expecting something like this here. So if I'll be seeing something like this, then I'll be selling down to this zone. As simple as that. And if you want to go as aggressive as I'm actually thinking right now, like I'm seeing something right now, if you look closely, you see that this is a double tops. I don't know if you can see it. Let me point it out for you. This is one, top one. This is the retest. This is the top two, and this red candle is the entry reason. So once market opens, you can, if you decide to sell from here straight then to this zone, your choice, whatever. Sorry, whatever strategy you use, just make sure that you are risking properly. But most likely, we'll be expecting price to sell to the downside. But if this thing, if price reverses, that is, I tell you that every time we are analyzing your charts, you should always expect price to do at least two things. Price could possibly do something like this and retest. If this happens, we'll be expecting price to buy to either this zone or this zone. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is the EURCHF. This is a very, very neat chart. I know you guys can already spot out what I want to talk about here. So it's a very, very, very neat chart. It's as simple as we'll be expecting price to retest this zone and get to this zone. I don't even need to ask what the trend is. This is obviously a downtrend. Everybody considers it a downtrend. And we already have a 1, 2, 3 trend reversal move. So you don't even need that in this kind of chart because this is a very, very, very neat chart. So you just got a break of this structure, that is this support becomes resistance or became resistance, and we'll just be expecting price to retest that zone, and we'll be expecting price to sell down into this zone. It's as simple as that. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like the video, subscribe, and share the video. See you guys next week.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me.